Hey, Dr. Tony, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have been enjoying some of the parenting essential tips that I've been putting out. Did blog, did a vlog, did a couple different things so far. And welcome to the third week of February. So it's our third week of parenting essentials tips. And today I'm going to talk about the life hack / parenting essentials tip of practicing an attitude of gratitude. So what does that mean? To some of you, it might sound cliche, but I genuinely mean that this is going to be helpful if you incorporate it. It really, really, truly does, because it's a mind shift. When we focus on the negative, what we do is we feel negative, we think negative, and then we behave, we react in a way that is negative, or at least different than the way we really want to act and behave in our life. It's often incongruent with the things that really matter to us. Like, we want to show kindness and forgiveness and compassion to our child or our partner, but we're just so frustrated and resentful and spiteful because of all of the focus on all of the negativity that we wind up not sharing those qualities with them that we actually have inside of ourselves but are struggling to share because of our mind focus. So it is a mind shift. It doesn't mean you're not going to be frustrated. It doesn't mean you're not going to feel some of those array of emotions that we feel when things are stressful, but it will absolutely help pull you back, and it'll help move you forward in a more positive way. So here's my family's attitude of gratitude jar. It's nothing crazy. It's something we made together as a family. I have a 1-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 9-year-old. We made this about maybe like a year and a half ago. And what we do is inside of it, we have papers. On the outside, it says, tell someone you love something you love. Write their name so they know it's for them. You don't have to do something this tangible. It can actually just be a mindset practice, so that when you walk into a room, or when you start your day, or when you end your day, or all of the above, you remind yourself of at least one thing that your child or your partner in your life did that day or that week. Nothing crazy, doesn't have to be anything huge, but just one thing that you appreciated. So for example, my 9-year-old daughter is standing next to me, trying not to be in the video right now, and she is experiencing the hormones of early onset puberty. Yay, right? And so she often gives me a bit of attitude, some of the talk back, and it's one of the things that we're working on. However, that's not all of who she is, and I still very much love who she is. And so this morning, one of the things that she did was she made her own breakfast, she made her own smoothie, and she cleaned up after herself. And so I shared with her my appreciation of my not having to clean up after her, and her doing the right thing the first time without me having to ask. And so that is my focusing on my attitude of gratitude, focusing on what I appreciate about what she's done rather than the attitude she gave me 10 minutes ago, right? We need to move forward and move through the things that frustrate us. We can't harp on them. That doesn't mean just forget about them if it's something that's very meaningful, very powerful, and very disrespectful or inappropriate. Obviously, it needs to be addressed. But when we practice an attitude of gratitude, it allows us not to harp on things emotionally, but to recognize it for what it is, as well as the other things that are still going on that are good. And guess what? The more you show appreciation, so the more you practice an attitude of gratitude, the more the people start to do more of that, because it feels good to you and it feels good to them. I promise you, if you try this, not just once, this isn't like something that you just try once and it's not a magic pill. This is an actual practice, right? A life practice. It's something that you need to incorporate on a daily basis for it to actually work as a life hack and for you to reap the benefits. But if you try it, genuinely put an effort into it, and you think of just one thing for each member of your family each day, just start with one thing each day that you are appreciative for, genuinely appreciative for, not passively aggressively appreciative for, genuinely appreciative for an effort or a hug or an action, something you really appreciated that they did that day. Find it and say it. Say it to yourself, say it to them, and keep doing it. And honestly, you can even do it with yourself if you're struggling with your own relationship with yourself. To remind yourself of what you're grateful for and appreciative about who you are. It does work. So we take these cards and we write whenever throughout the week. We write, I loved that you helped me with dinner. I loved that you did what you were asked the very first time, right? It doesn't matter if they're doing what they're supposed to do. You still appreciate that. We appreciate the efforts that our loved ones make because we want to feel appreciated too, don't you? Doesn't that suck, that feeling of complete and utter lack of appreciation? But if we also do that, we contribute to the cycle. So part of this is breaking a cycle that you might have in your household that maybe you didn't realize, or maybe you did, but you weren't sure what to do about. Again, this isn't a magic pill, but you will feel the difference if you incorporate it on a daily basis. What we've chosen to do is we write these when something comes up, and we try to do it each day, and then we fold them, we put their name on it, and we put it in our attitude of gratitude jar. Okay, and then on Sundays, we pull it out. And we get to read it to the person that we write it to, or the person that we write it to can read it, depending on what we feel like on that day. Now here's where the life hack / parenting essentials tip from last week comes in, and that is compassion. You're going to forget to do this sometimes. You're going to mess up and struggle and want to write something passive aggressive sometimes, like, oh, I loved when you actually took the trash out, right? That's not what we mean by attitude of gratitude, but you're going to have your mind go there sometimes. You're going to get frustrated. And so I want you to practice some compassion. Realize what you're doing, pull yourself back in, and try it again, and then move forward. I can say this because this is very meaningful for me. This is something that's important to me. It is something I value as part of what I do with my family. However, we fell off the bandwagon for a significant period of time. We had a lot of things going on and we just fell off the bandwagon. And so we stopped doing it. And so we are reincorporating that practice back in. Now, what I could do is make myself feel really bad about that. What are you doing, Tony, right? Like, you talk about this and you don't even keep incorporating it and you forgot about it and blah, 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 blah. I can make myself feel really bad about that. And what that's going to do is not help me move forward. It's just going to help me feel really bad about myself. It doesn't actually help the situation. So I'm going to practice some compassion, and I'm going to recognize that this is something that's valuable to me and my family. We reaped the benefits before, we can reap the benefits again. So what? We fell off the bandwagon. We can hop back on, and now we can move forward. And so can you. So when and if you do mess up or forget to do this, whether it's mentally or a jar or something like we've done, whatever works for you and your family. If you have teens, they're likely going to want to not do a jar, right? But some artistic and creative teens might really want to create their own box and actually put it somewhere. It really depends, but you don't have to do this so tangibly like I do with my young kids. You can do this in your head and with your words out loud. And that is so powerful. So tell me what you think. Give it a try. I really hope that you just give it a try for a couple weeks and see if you can reap the benefits of this awesome life hack / parenting essentials tip. See you next week. Bye.